Okay, take 143. Hello, contestants. My name is Dan Hollander, and I'll be one of the judges for the Comedy Challenge. I'd like to take a moment to discuss a little bit about comedy with you, and what it is exactly that I'll be looking for when judging your piece. Some background about myself. I was lucky enough to make a world team which caught the eye of Tom Collins, who then put me on his tour for close to a decade as his comedian skater on Champions on Ice. In fact, my very first show that I saw, I was 5 years old, and it was Champions, and I saw Scott Hamilton in his chicken outfit. I remember laughing so hard that I cried, and the audience was cheering so loud that he had to do it twice in a row. Got a standing ovation both times. And you know something? Half the audience might come to watch the artistry, half might come to watch big jumps, but 100% of the audience all love to laugh, and that's why I knew as a 5-year-old kid that that's what I want to do. I want to make people laugh when I skate. So that's my background. Anyway, so you have 2 jobs to do in this challenge. 1, you have to entertain us. 2, you have to make us laugh.
Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh.
So the first thing to consider when creating this program is, why is it funny? Why are people going to laugh at it? Doug Mattis and I, we talked over the summer, and we decided we don't want to see just slapstick comedy, so running around with a rubber chicken is not going to do it for you on this challenge. The first thing I'd recommend doing is create a character. And is this going to be just a character-based program? My Cartman / Mrs. Doubtfire routine, that's all it is. It's just 2 characters. The music, the outfits, the facial features, the choreography, that's what made people laugh and ends up being one of my most requested programs that people like to see. Another idea is to not only create a character, but also have a storyline behind it. For a long time, I wanted a pair team to do the Rabbit of Seville being Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, but no one would do it. And I finally got so frustrated, one day I was just like, I'll just do it myself. And I thought, wow, really? Could I do that? And I thought that, by changing back and forth between the outfit, running the choreography by him, chasing myself, that would create the comedy to that storyline, and it worked pretty well. A third option is also to have a hook within your storyline. For example, at my Dan's Gold routine, it's as if you're watching the Olympics and you have Dick Button commentating. And my idea was to make fun of figure skating by doing different things that people obviously laugh at for figure skaters. But at the very end, I finally cheated my way there, and you followed my storyline of knocking out the Russian with a hammer. And doing all the different things I had by poisoning all the rest of the U.S. skaters so that I can actually have a spot on the Olympic team. I got so excited at the very end I did a backflip, and boom, that disqualified me, and that was the whole hook to it.
I don't understand it. He does an illegal backflip and disqualifies himself.
Another thing to consider is comedic timing, and this one's going to be a little tricky. Just consider this, no matter what your character does, it's always going to take a second or 2 for the audience to register what that is. So make sure you create some pauses in there before your character reacts to it. For example, the acrobats, when they do their slow routine, he has them in this handstand, all of a sudden, boom, he drops them, and the audience freaks out. And it takes 1 beat, 2 beat, then boom. The 2 of them look at each other like, oh my God, what have I just done to you? And because they have that pause in there, it really works well. So just think about comedic timing when you're creating your stuff. The last thing to consider is, what is your demographics for the program that you are creating? Are you going to try to make little kids laugh? Older people laugh? Is this for Europe or for America? These are different things to consider when creating a program of what's funny and why and to whom. For example, Laurent Tobel, funniest skater around. I think he's a great guy. I was overseas skating with him, and he does this really funny drunken sailor routine. And anytime he performs it in Europe, it's a hit. Everyone loves it. But anytime he's tried to perform it over here in the United States, it doesn't go over very well, just because there's a cultural difference. The humor just isn't the same. Evgeny Plushenko, one year he wanted to try to do comedy, and he came and he had this outfit, and he was like a half man and a half woman, and the music was all weird, and he was skating around, and it was dead silent. I mean, it just didn't go over at all. And he got off the ice, and he's like, I don't understand it. This cartoon is hysterical in Russia. Well, yeah, it's a cartoon that America never saw, and of course they didn't get it. So, unfortunately, those are things that you need to think about of who it is that you're performing it for. If you consider my career, a lot of my routines, I'm dressed in drag, and why am I doing that? I'll tell you why. On Champions on Ice, I didn't have to just make the audience laugh. That was easy enough to do. I had some great programs that I knew I could do that would make them laugh, but it wouldn't have been appropriate for Champions on Ice. And why is that? Because my demographic not only included just the audience, but included the owner, Tom Collins. And if Tommy didn't like it, it wasn't going to fly. So therefore, I had a successful career because I knew what Tom Collins liked. He liked old school, frickin' frack, Holiday on Ice, slapstick sort of like comedy. So a lot of my routines were geared toward pleasing him as well as the audience. So again, that's something very important to think about is why is it funny? Who are you performing it for? And give us a character or a storyline or a hook. Anyway, I'm excited to see what you're going to come up with. Good luck, guys. I can't wait to see it. Make me laugh.